Why? Because this subject isn't just about exams. It's about understanding how our country actually works. So, if you are aiming for UPSC, this series is going to be your game changer. Stick with me and we will make Indian polity and governance simple, structured, and strategic. Before we dive in, let's quickly understand what we are dealing with. Indian polity is all about the constitution, political institutions, and rights. It answers questions like how India is governed, what powers do our leaders have, what are your fundamental rights. Governance, on the other hand, goes beyond just rules and structures. It's about how policies are implemented, how governments function effectively, and how public administration works. Now, let's get to the real question. Why is this subject so important for UPSC? There are three most important things for you. The most important of which is first, prelims. Nearly 15 to 20 questions in GS paper 1 come from Indian polity. And the best part, most of these are conceptual, meaning once you understand them, they are easy marks. Second point, mains. GS paper 2 is heavily focused on polity and governance. Questions on constitutional provisions, governance challenges, and policy analysis are common. Finally, third point, the most important. Even in the personality test, questions on constitutional rights, governance issues, and policy debates frequently come up. For example, a 2023 UPSC main question asked, discuss the role of the Election Commission in ensuring free and fair elections in India. Now, if you understand polity and governance well, you don't just answer this, you analyze it, add real-life examples, and stand out. So, how are we going to master this together? Here is the plan. Concept-based learning. Instead of just memorizing facts, we will focus on understanding concepts. Second thing, case studies and examples. Real-life governance failures, policy successes, and landmark judgments are going to be important elements of these case studies and examples. Third, smart retention techniques. We will be providing you mind maps, mnemonics, and easy tricks to remember key articles and provisions. Next, previous year's question analysis. We will break down past year UPSC questions to see exactly how to structure answers. And finally, last but not the least, weekly mock tests and discussions. Apply what you learn, revise, and refine your approach. Step by step, topic by topic, we will ensure you don't just study polity and governance, you master it. Now, before we wrap up, let me give you some quick tips to make this subject easier for you. There are a few points which you should keep in mind, and I have at least 5 points to tell you. First, follow a structured approach. For example, start with NCERTs, then move to understand books like Lakshmikant for polity and ARC reports for governance. Second point, understand. Don't just memorize. Instead of rote learning articles, focus on why they exist and how they apply. That's very important. Third point, stay updated with current affairs. Polity and governance are dynamic. Keep an eye on Supreme Court judgments, government policies, and debates. Fourth point, Revise smartly. Use summary notes, flowcharts, and mind maps to make revision easier. And do this regularly. Practice answer writing. This is the most important aspect as this exam is going to be written, especially the mains. In UPSC mains, the key is structuring your answers well. We will cover this in detail later. Follow these steps consistently and you will see the difference in your preparation. So that's it for today's introductory session, but this is just the beginning. In the next sessions, we will deep dive into the Constitution, governance structures, policy analysis, and more with a structured, exam-oriented approach. If you are serious about UPSC, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because together we are going to master Indian polity and governance. See you in the next episode.